Okay, so topic.
I ain't never seen that movie. So
You
I was
never,
like, oh, this is new.
no, you never seen it.
Status quo home.
Status quo. Let's see how far the rabbit hole will go.
Is the rabbit hole vagina?
That's my new term for it. I'm glad you picked it up. Um, picked it up.
Come on, the
Yeah, okay. So let's hear about your story. You took the red pill last week. So
okay.
let's see your story. Let's
So
see your story.
let me say for a record, the last time we were on live, it got contentious with us arguing about Kevin Samuels. So we have to clean that up, right? I'm a woman about my shit. I've always been a woman about my shit. I have to say, right, that, and I've said it before, right? But I'm going to say a new statement. I've said, because I've never had a problem with Kevin Samuel had to say as far as whether or not it's wrong or not. I just didn't like what he was saying, and he has hypocrisy. But I'm going to say this: I don't have anything else more to say about Kevin Samuels. Okay, I have nothing else more because these people are calling in saying this shit, and like they're blowing my mind every which way. I don't have nothing else more to say because it's not like he making this up. These people are saying this stuff. So maybe the problem is I ain't a modern woman because I'm hearing this stuff and I'm like, so to today, I ain't gonna say nothing more about Kevin Samuels. I have nothing more to say, nothing negative to say, because I have nothing more to say. Because I mean, the one thing I will continue to say about him is that I agree with him about is he keeps the conversation going. But these people here be making me tired. The ones who be coming on saying stuff be making me full stop tired. I'm like, well, I quit. I quit. I was like, he Willie broke me. I'm quit.
So you see
I
the
quit.
delusion,
Last one.
that we live in.
I'm
A
broken. I'm broken.
lot,
I can't say nothing else no more.
lot of people feed into that type of delusion. So in the last video I sent you, last one you saw, that had nothing
He
to do with
broke
his
me. He
platform.
broke me.
Nothing to do with his platform,
He
right?
broke me.
Just for the viewers. The last thing he had was an interview of a viral video that somebody else did. It was what is it, Eight at the Table? It was a woman
I
from
don't
Eight at
know.
the Table. I think it was Jasmine from Eight at the Table. But she was talking about how she she has an ex boyfriend that still pays her bills, like pays what it was $5,500 in bills
For her condo and for her car.
in a vehicle, her Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before people's like, okay, he's making people call in and he's paying people to call in or whatever. No, we have somebody that was actually from another video, viral video, had nothing to do affiliated with Kevin Samuels. He brought her on. He had a conversation with her. So that conversation, did you believe like that she felt that way? That they have women that feel that type of way?
So yes, I do. I didn't. I didn't believe there were women that felt that kind of way. Not that kind of way. Like here's the thing. She was saying that this man paid for her car and her lodging where she lives, and she felt entitled. Not. I have no problem with somebody having somebody pay for something, but the fact that she felt entitled to his money instead of appreciative was a whole new level. But you know what? I will say this: y'all created that monster.
No, and I agree. Men, this is this is men's fault, right? Men created this type of monsters.
Y'all got people like that guy I went on a date with sitting here arguing about tea and shit
Okay,
about whether or not he could buy a bitch tea. Y'all
okay,
created that chick was the
yeah,
monster that created that turned this bitter man into somebody who's trying to. Oh Lord, that was such a date.
okay. Go ahead and say. Go ahead since you started. Go ahead. Talk about it.
So yeah, I called Willie, right, and I was like, keep in mind I'm saying I'm tired, but I was super excited. I'm continuing super excited to
I
this day.
can hear her glowing over the phone, like Bruce Leroy. I can hear her glowing over the phone when she called me. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you? I go.
So I went on a date, right? Now, I my ears perked up in the beginning of the date because it was like it started like before we went on a date. It was just us getting to know each other online. And so we were talking online and he said some stuff that, one might raise their eyebrow to, but I don't know why I do the shit I do. So I was like, well, I mean, also I appreciate honesty above all, right? So, and I've been on some catfish dates. So maybe it wasn't that strange to me. So the first thing he asked me was what was my dress size? Asked me how many, then he asked me how many tattoos I had and where they were located. And so those are the pre-qual questions, right? So he said, what are you, like a size 8? I say, nah. It's been a very long time since I've been an 8. I ain't about to front with you. And he's like, oh, okay, then that's fine. And then he asked about my tattoo, and I was like, I do have a tattoo. I said, but what's your issue with tattoos? It didn't make any sense. But he kind of, maybe I zoned out. I'm really bad at that sometimes. If I'm not interested, it's a character flaw. Don't hold it to me. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. Look, or my ADHD. I didn't really hear his answer, honestly. But my answer was sufficient enough for him to be like, all right, well, I'm looking for a partner. I felt like I was interviewing.
Wasn't about a tramp stamp or something?
Huh?
Wasn't about a tramp stamp or something?
No, we didn't get there.
Okay.
We didn't get there. That's the date.
Okay, date. Got it. Okay.
That's the date. This is the pre-qual.
Okay.
This is the pre-qualification questions. So then he says, he tells me that he's looking for somebody that he can hang out with, go on trips with, maybe go on short day trips. I mean, weekend trips out of, to other states and, somebody who's willing to share the load. If I pay for the hotel and dinner, they pay for breakfast and lunch. I said, oh, okay, that sounds like, okay. I mean, you're clear. Like, I never commit to anything. I'm like, oh, you're clear. That's cool. I like the clarity. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, well, you might have to pay for half the hotel too. I said, oh. I said, do people bother you about money? And then he said, money's not an issue for me. I said, oh, well, you brought it up like multiple times. And he was like, no, just make sure you understood. I said, cool. So then online dating goes like this. Conversation, don't talk for a while, right? So one day he's like, where are you? And plus I move around a lot. So I happen to be when people ask me if I'm free, I'm like, look, these are the times that I'm free. If not, you won't get me for another 2 weeks. That's just what it is. I don't think I'm better than nobody. That's my life. So he was like, all right, let's meet at Panera for lunch, right? I don't do Panera. Call me bougie. I don't do Panera. The salads are good in a pinch, but I don't do Panera. So I was just like, all right, well, in my mind, I was like, I'm coming there to have a tea, just talk and get to know. I also don't like going on first dates with men where we're doing a lot of spending. Because for the most part, the dude doesn't want you to pay. And I don't want them to have, like, if I'm not interested, I don't want them to feel any kind of way. I'm not trying to ruin them for the next date. So, I normally just don't or offer to pay or whatever, but I normally just meet for tea. So we met up and he came in. He's like my height without heels. I wore heels to make sure he didn't have a Napoleon complex, and he was cool about that. So then we were talking for a brief second, and then he says, oh, you want to get something? You want something to eat or drink? And I was like, well, I'll take a green tea. And my delay is to say, huh. Even though I hear you, it's me processing what you said after I say, but I heard everything you said. So he said really quick, after he asked me if I wanted something to drink or to eat, and I said a green tea, he said, well, go get it then. And I said, right after he said that. He was like, nah, I was just joking. I'm like, no, I didn't hear you. And then he said, never mind, I was just joking. I said, okay. Because I would have walked out. Like, I'm like, why are you so, like, you sound bitter, right? So I go get the tea and whatever, we sit down, we're talking and whatever. Then we get on the tattoo. He brings us the tattoo thing again. I'm like, dude, this is like the fourth time you done mentioned a tattoo. What's going on with this tattoo? He was like, well, I don't really have a problem with tattoos, although I feel like, he quotes, he quotes the smartest person he knows, I guess. He quotes Kim Kardashian, and he's like, when they asked her why she don't have a tattoo, she's like, do you put bumper stickers on a Bentley? And I was like, well, I would go with that line of thought, but she done altered her body so much. She is the bumper sticker. Like, you're that's not a good argument. And he was like, well, that's not the point. So then I said, well, what really is your problem with tattoos? And he says, it's really tramp stamps. I'm like, well, what's a tramp stamp, right? And he was like, well, a tattoo is located on your lower back. I said, no, but is the tramp stamp the location of the tattoo or the type of tattoo, right? Like if the tattoo on your lower back says, I'm a hoe, wouldn't that be called a tramp stamp? In fact, I said, if that was said anywhere, like if I had like a tattoo right here saying I'm a hoe, why wouldn't you call that a tramp stamp, right? Or Betty, or if you, conversely, if you had a tattoo on your lower back saying I love the Lord, why is that called a tramp stamp? She's just saying she loves the Lord. And he was like, it's just a stigma.
Stamp. Mary Magdalene stamp. That's what it is. Don't worry about it. Yeah, got it. Mary Magdalene. That's what it is. It wouldn't be tramp.
Stupid. So then, like he goes off that, and then he goes from that. He's like, but I guess it's not that big a deal. It's not like you dress like a hoe. If you dress like a hoe, that's a different thing. Like, I'm like, oh really? I said, well, what's the difference about dressing like a hoe? Because I'm deaf, dumb, and blind. I'm like, I just need to know everything. He's like, you know how it is. Girls be dressing loose. They must want to, they must be asking for it. I said, ooh. So men, whoever's watching this, please understand there's a certain few phrases that you can say to a woman, and they would officially say you're rapey.
Yeah, that's a rapey statement. Okay, I agree.
That is a rapey statement.
Rapey statement.
Okay, so I'm like, but my face is, I'm like, I'm in character, so my face is like, So then he was like, he says to me a statement that makes because I'm like, I'm slowly like dying inside, right? And then he makes something that makes my ears perk up. He says, he's like, the thing is, like there's a lot of people who put up with that kind of stuff. I said, what if the man like watching his woman, like what she wearing, whatever. He said, that just sound like, that's a blue pill dude.
Okay.
What's a blue pill? He's like, no, this is not about the manosphere. I'm like, ooh, manosphere. What's manosphere? And I'm like, I got one. All right. I got one. Because honestly, we've been having this conversation 2 weeks ago about the manosphere and all this extra shit. I didn't really think that them people really exist, right? They're the people who watch stuff. And then there are the people who repeat it and like, mwah. And like the Bible according to is those people. And I never thought I would meet the Bible according to this dude. So then he goes, they're blue pill and they're red pill. And he started going into great detail about everything. And I'm like, yes, this is great.
I got a little knowledge. Oh, I can test it.
Yes. And I'm like, I need to understand why because the guy was like, his stats. Let me give you his stats. He was 5'9". By Kevin Samuels standards, he would say he was short. Right. I think he kind of does. I think he kind of does. I think he's a professional. Like, so I think he has a little money. It's just, I can't tell because he was too busy trying to half everything up and telling people to go pay for it. I don't know. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there for me, but I'm just saying, like, he's a good looking man and he's never been married. And I was like, what is going on with these stats? And I'm not saying that something's wrong with you if you have those kind of numbers on you, right? But if we generalize,
that couple in with the talking, yeah.
Yes, thank you. So I'm listening to him and he's talking, and then he's looking at me. He's like, I know you feel like, I know you must feel some kind of way about that. I'm like, I don't have a dog in this fight. And then he started talking about how women don't have no male figures in their life because they grow up without fathers. And I was like, okay. I mean, some people do grow up without fathers. Like, I'm not touched by none of the stuff he's saying. So then he asked me what I think. I said, no, I'm just listening. And he just kept pushing back on what I thought. And I was like, well, look, I said, let me be clear. I grew up with a father. And not only did I grow up with a father, I had two older brothers and their friends who were men who were all great. I mean, I definitely was the bratty sister who got on the nerves, but they were great male role models. I don't have a problem with men. I don't subscribe to this. I say I respect your feelings about it. I respect other people. I said, but to me, you sound like a male feminist fighting the fight that don't fucking exist with you yourself from a greater um macroscopic scale, absolutely. But for you yourself, this doesn't exist because you're trying to find a woman. Why are you trying to find a woman if you say, like, here's the thing. The only thing that should matter for you is that both y'all not broke and y'all build y'all stuff together.
Yep.
I said people sitting here arguing this man woman thing, and so I go into great detail. I already talked about this with everybody. Everybody knows my views on this. This is not my battle. My battle will never be pitting me against my brother because he's a man and I'm a female. My battle is how do we get this guap? How do we get to institutional wealth? Because right now we all bickering over balls and vagina, and nobody's getting this guap. That's it. That's all I care about. You worried about Birkin bags, but you ain't got no money to show for it to pass on to your future. I can't deal with that. I don't know how to, and I won't try. And that was the conversation for me. And then he was just quiet. And then he said, well, this has been a nice conversation. We should go out again. I said, oh, and I made the second level of the manosphere.
Hercules.
And the whole time, I just wanted to call Willie. Like, I wanted to do this and be like, Willie, look at this. That's him. He really exists. So I literally said goodbye to him, and then I got to my car and was like, do. And he didn't answer. I'm like, God damn it, answer the phone. I was on a work call. Hopefully, no matter my job is looking. I was on a work call, and then he finally called me back. I was like, oh, I have to go. I have to take this food. Willie, guess what? I got one.
So it was a method of my madness about bringing that topic up, right? Because this is what guys are subscribing to, and women, if you're going out on dates and you're dating men out here, you know, women need to know this stuff too. They might think it's crazy or whatever, and oh, I don't need to know this, but you need to know that. You need to know everything, and put in your tool belt. You know, just say, okay, this is what it is. This is. We had a full conversation about, you know, key indicators, things he was saying and whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, he doesn't sound like, you know, and I gave you the little framework of how it works. The manosphere, red pill, blue pill. And then you got the MGTOW, men going their own way. So, she got jumped off. So then when I set it up and she was telling me like his whole stats and everything, you know, he felt certain type of way about this, certain type of way about that. He was bringing up certain statistics about how men are in relationships.
The manosphere.
Say what? The manosphere kick you off.
Stop being a part of this manosphere.
She's over here telling. She's telling it.
I'm a pick me. Okay, y'all ain't gonna give me.
I was like, okay, but then, you know, you say something. I can't remember what it was you said, and I'm like, oh, that's, you know, you say he's 5'9". I'm like, oh, I said he's probably MGTOW. He's probably MGTOW because, you know, with the talk.
I said that, and then I said something else about women not knowing something about choice or something like that. He was saying it like we didn't have autonomy over our own body. I don't remember what he specifically, but it was something like we didn't have autonomy over our own bodies, and they're the ones who would tell us what to do. That's what I said to him too. I also said to him, I said, let me tell you this. I said, and this is no offense to you. I said, because I understand that there seems to be a divide between men and women in your opinion. I said, the fact of the matter is they're alpha women and they're beta men, and that's okay. Everybody ain't alpha. All right. You're gonna sit there and get with a beta trying to be an alpha, and y'all gonna fail because you didn't stay and play your best position. And your best position was the leader. And I thought he was gonna walk off with that statement, but he didn't. So, and the truth of the matter, Willie, is I was talking to a beta.
And the problem is this, right? All these terms and everything, everybody thinks they're the best term out there. They see it in their own eyes. So I mean, the person that will be able to tell you is the other person looking at you. You know, it's just like beauty is the eye of the beholder, right? You gonna be beautiful all day long to yourself, but the person that's buying is
Well,
gonna,
you ugly.
yeah, hey, you know, that's why you ugly. You ugly. Why?
ULY. You ain't got no alibi. Hey,
So I mean, it's it's just the thing, people walk around all day long. I'm this, I'm that, and that's the whole thing about I'm a 10 thing. We saw that play out with the viral video. It's like you cannot say what you are. I mean, yes, you can feel whatever you feel about yourself. You can have self-esteem. Self-esteem is wonderful. You have to have self-esteem. But when you go out, repeat certain things that are, visually, or that's like somebody saying like somebody that was in remedial, right? Oh, I'm a Mensa student. What? What?
not
It's
only you dumb, now you're stupid.
yeah, crazy. So I mean, it's like observable reality. You cannot talk, you can't talk well, whatever. So I mean, I need to see some proof that you are what you say you are, because you didn't spit it out your mouth. You let it be known. So that's all that was. And a lot of women get triggered, and this is with the whole thing about the red pill thing. So calling something what it is. We have a culture to where just like that young lady on that video that I sent you. They believe a certain thing because men are supposed to do this, because men are supposed to do that. He's a good man if he does this. And then we make these blanket statements that kind of shames men for not doing something outside of it. So now men are saying, you know what? You can't define what it is, because y'all loose with y'all definitions, real loose. With y'all.
Yes, she was also selfish with her definition.
Yeah. And
She was trying to, her argument. So the other part is we have to call it is what it is. This woman was not educated. She didn't have the know-how to actually formulate the information that she needed. And when backed into a corner, she was like, so?
No. She was like, excuse me, hello.
No, that's what I mean. She hung up.
Oh,
She did all
yeah.
kind of stuff. She was like, she did the equivalent of like, at the end of the day, like what I dislike about, and that's something I want to say about beta and alpha, but what I dislike when discussing stuff with people, Kevin Samuels always makes a valid argument when it comes to your children, right? She know full well she would not be okay with her son doing the same thing. She would call him stupid.
Third line, yeah.
Yeah, she would call him everything but the child of God. So
But the question was, he asked her, like, what you doing to this man? Would you like your son to do this, or another woman to do this to your son? Would you tell your son to do the same thing? Yeah, go ahead, pay for her stuff until she feels like she doesn't want to be bothered no more. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'll tell him he need to be a real man and he need to man up." And okay, yeah,
no, you wouldn't, and you're lying, and that's the worst part. You discussed.
Just for everybody to be clear, she was taking this man money. He was paying her bills, and she had a boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So to me, none of that mattered, right? The fact that she had a boyfriend, none of that mattered. To me, it's like I try to keep things as simple as possible. This man who she had a relationship with was cared enough about her to still look out for her, no matter what. He didn't ask for nothing from her. He didn't whatever. He just wanted to look out for her. Instead of her showing gratitude, she felt like it was deserved. And that was the problem I had. Like the rest of the stuff just becomes extra. If you're already guilty, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's just icing on top of the cake. It just became
you murdered somebody, and but you slapped her when you murdered her. Okay, what the slap mean? You murdered her,
and then you stabbed her a few more times. And then you choked her. Yeah, she already did. Like you already did disrespectful shit from that very first component, and now you're just adding on disrespectful shit. Now you just like, to me, you're just a waste of a human. You're just not a quality person, and that's why I don't join people in these conversations, because I'm like, there's shitty people who exist, who are white, who are black, who are women, who are men, and if we stay and try to focus on the visual differences, we're gonna set ourselves up for failure.
Well, I'm going to tell you the difference, and this is why that exists, right? That's why these things exist, as far as the how men set this stuff, blue pill, red pill, right? It's a man's space, because we don't just do like feminists do, right? Feminists just have one thing, and you'll have in that whole feminist category, you'll have the first wave feminists, which is, yeah, we deserve equality, which is totally correct, right? Then you have the far end, the radical feminists that men ain't shit, men are trash, and men can't do nothing for me. You have that far right. So this is in the manosphere, we break it down into different terms. Incel being that far left or whatever, to where they don't want women, like they don't want to have anything to do with women, and that's the difference. So the thing with
and we'll talk about that in the next. We'll talk about the far one.
We'll do MGTOW at the last, and then go to incels also, because
MGTOW, that's all. Yeah, I might as well loop them together.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to say, right, because you touched on this, and it's a very good point. And being an alpha and being a beta does not equate to being good and bad, being the best and being okay. Like, understand this: being an alpha has a requirement. It takes a lot of energy to lead. It takes a lot of energy to follow. Why it makes no sense to put one above the other. Nobody's better than the other one. A leader who's by himself is not a leader. That's a solo person. That's it. Also, everybody's somebody's beta. You just got to meet that person.
Yeah, depending on the dynamics. And the thing is, you can be, and the thing is, because people want to beat their chest, right, behind a term and try to, whatever, one up somebody. They don't realize, like, you could be an alpha in one aspect of your life, like you're good in finance, right? So you're alpha in the financial department, or and then in the other departments that might be something else, you're beta in another department,
and that's okay.
And it's okay, that's what equality looks like, right? If you want to talk about equality, gender equality, and everything else that women has fought for, it's like, okay, you cannot. First of all, you can't pick and choose. I'm going back to that video, right? I'm a modern woman, but you want to do, you're a modern woman, but you don't want to get married, right? You don't want to do all that other stuff. You want to pick and choose when you want to be modern. You can't do that. But equality looks like that. Oh, I'm strong. We're in a relationship. I'm strong in this position. So, okay, as me, let's say we believe that the man's supposed to lead, right? As a true leader, I'm going to say, you are strong there. You are strong in finance. So guess what? You handle the books, and I'm gonna handle whatever else over here. And I'm not gonna feel no kind of way, because I know that's your strong suit.
And another strong leader would say, "You're right. I am strong over here as the leader, but I'm not over here. So I'm gonna follow you over here and focus on what my strengths are." That's the true statement. So when I say that, I'm not saying that as a disparaging remark. For me, I can't tell you, for me, like, it felt so good not to have to be the head of something when I met somebody who had it. So it's dope. When you got somebody who got you, it's a dope feeling. So it's not like a fight. There's no fight between partners. Y'all are partners. So that's the one thing I wanted to say about that part. But needless to say, so I was talking to our cousin, and she was like, "Oh, so you're not gonna go out with him again?" I'm like, "Well,
I'm a glutton for punishment, and I like the stories. I got to hear more."
I do. I got
to hear how far the rabbit hole goes.
Well, because I need to understand, right? And maybe I should leave it alone, because he might be a little touched. Maybe I should leave it alone. But I need to understand who hurt him.
So this is the thing, right? I don't think it might not even be from her perspective. So what I told you, MGTOW, right? The same thing as these radical feminists. They might not have ever went through anything personally, but they hear all these stories and they take it in. They internalize these stories, and it becomes what they spew out. Some guys do that too. They hear these stories like the MGTOW. The reason why they MGTOW, because they hear about the men that get divorces, and the wife put them in the cleaners. They didn't work 20, 30 years, and even working for the telecommunications, right? I've heard that for the old timers. Yeah, he had a divorce, and he finally got this younger woman, and the wife took him to the cleaners or something like that, and then he got the younger woman, and she finished him off, and stuff like that. He married, or the one about having a child with a woman, and you have the issues.
How
was it?
And she
She
don't
don't
let
let
him
him
see
see
him.
him. She plays she holds the child for ransom for more money and stuff like that. So this is the horror stories that makes men go that way. And a lot of times it don't happen to them. They know people around them it happen. They just try to protect themselves from being in that situation. So they have this hardened view on women. And like I said, it happens on both sides. Just that men have specific terms for it. We just don't group it all together.
Well, hmm. Oh, you know what I did do during the day? He tried to quote Kevin Samuels. I said, but you can't be a follower of Kevin Samuels because Kevin Samuels says that for a leader to be a leader, you take care of your team, your people, right? That means financially, you're the one putting it up. You're looking for a partner. So that's kind of against what Kevin Samuels talks about. I don't think he can really give too much energy to that conversation because
Well,
he's like that chick.
that's not 100% accurate. He said if you're a high value man, so he's
Well,
specific
I'm
about.
sure he considers himself high value.
If he said that, then yes, that's a good pushback. But he said for a partner situation, a woman want a partner situation, then he says, hey, you define what that is. You define what it is. But his whole spiel is high value men do whatever. They do what they got to do. They take care of the woman, and the woman can sit at home and raise the babies and do what they got to do, stay in the gym and all this other stuff.
I mean, and you know what? If you give me a trainer,
the women call in because they want to sign off on that, right? They call in for that.
I'm not against it. I'm rolling my eyes because I'm not rolling my eyes because he said that. I'm rolling my eyes because those people exist, and those people to me are worth not my time. Because again, if we're trying to create an empire,
we're trying to create something. Yeah,
I can't do nothing with this.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Like we get caught up on foolishness and how people view us and how what I'm getting out the situation, because like that girl, she was worried about what she was getting out the situation, not about anything outside of that. Hey, if I'm gonna be with him, he's okay. I forgot the other key factor part in that was that she had a child. He was taking care of her child too. So it's like, yeah, okay,
it was a piece of work.
He's helping me out. We're together and he's doing everything he can. But if we're not working out, okay, I need to go my own way and and figure this thing out. No, that wasn't our mindset. It was like, okay, I deserve this. I deserve this because I've been with you for X amount of what was a year or something? I can't remember what she was with him for. You remember?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, she was with him. No, I think it
was
wasn't
almost 4 years. Because like in my mind, she said 3 months, so I was like, oh, a month for every year she gave him.
Yeah, because the lease was lease was gonna be up. It was a 3-year lease, I think it was. So it wasn't.
Yeah. She was almost 4 years. Yeah, okay. But neither here nor there. Like he don't owe you nothing. Yeah. So she lost me. She lost me with all of that foolishness.
But the thing. But he bought into it, and that's the thing about it, is that when because a lot of men, and we're going back to the whole MGTOW and all this other stuff. I think that a lot of men, because of you're raised by women and everything, you start to buy into certain things, and that's when you get the blue pill, right? You buy into these certain ideologies that the world's supposed to be there, and you, in order to be considered a certain type of man, you have to do this. You just have to do that. Despite of what how fair it is to you or what the situation is, yeah, I'm gonna stand up and do this because this is what a real man is supposed to do. And then you got your other ideologies say, no, well, this is not a good deal because she's just she's just looking for a come up, and they calling it out, and that's where you got women like, okay, well, who hurt you? You ain't no real man. You just said, okay, but everybody is their own entity. If you're not trying to be a part of, the team, the collective, then okay, you need to be your own entity over there. The collective doesn't worry about I or self. They don't do that. The collective worry about what's best for what's best for us as a whole going forward into the future. And that's what I think more of that red pill thing comes from.
Do you feel sorry for him?
No, I don't know. Nope, because he did it to himself. No, it got him and guys.
There's nothing about her that's quality. And my thing is this, and I've said this.
The trash, her whole attitude is trash. Even if she was quality. Let's say her aesthetics was quality, right? If she was
I didn't really
educated,
think that.
no, I say if she was, if her
I
aesthetics
know,
was,
but I'm saying I just like
no,
she had a nice body.
I don't even know that, but yeah, but
I mean,
she
because
had,
she had
boobs. That's all, and she made sure her boobs was up. But no, I mean full of makeup and a tattoo in the middle of her damn neck was just throwing me. But no, we got to, it doesn't matter about the aesthetics in your head. If you think like that, right? If you sit there and you want to use something, manipulate somebody that is clearly that you easily can manipulate this person, it's trash
I mean,
behavior.
maybe it's not so in my mind, it wasn't manipulation. In my mind, like there are times, and not to be a dude about it or anything like that. There's a times where I've gotten with somebody knowing I only wanted A from that person. So if I knew I only wanted A, and to get A, I had to do B, so be it. So if he only wanted that and money wasn't an object for him,
he wasn't getting A though. He
do
wasn't
you
getting A.
believe that? Do you really believe that?
She had another dude. I mean, I don't know.
Do
I
you
mean, that's
really
what
believe that?
that they got people out there. They have people out there like that. Yes, they got people out there like that.
I can't see somebody who's like that. So the one thing I will say is there is a high value situation. I do believe there are high value people who realize, like the people who make money ain't suckers.
mm,
The people who make money, this guy that went up and down. So I don't necessarily believe that although you're right, they do exist. There are suckers who exist. I think she just lies because she was willing to lie about what she was saying.
yeah, and that's true too. But it went viral, so be ready to hear something about it because it definitely went viral. So if it is a lie, we're gonna hear about it. It's gonna be back out. She's about to be doing her rounds because of what she said, and we're gonna see. But she came on the show proud as hell. So you know we will see what's gonna come of it.
Well, it's obviously people like. Do you think she's the majority, or you think she's a minority?
Okay, to that extent, I think she's a minority. Like that's extreme. That was extreme. Like what you call it, the privilege. That was extreme privilege. Saying pretty privilege because that's the kind of term. She thinks she's beautiful, and because she's beautiful, she deserves this. Because she's beautiful, man, she is for her. Pretty privilege, right? She's the far extreme. But I think like society pushes, and this is the reason why these spaces, spaces, the terms or whatever, society pushes that men should do this. Like she said, and she even said it, right? Men should do this for women, right? Just in general, men should do this for women. And it's like, okay, you're equal now. You're equal. We could do the same thing. If you don't want
I don't
gender,
think she proposed to be equal though.
no, she didn't. But he had to tell her that, no, you're able under the law. You're able to vote. You're able to serve the military. You're able to, do everything else, a man can do. So you're equal. So all these gender roles, when it suits you, it's not gonna fly anymore. And that's the reason for me presenting this topic, whatever, is to so women can understand that men are having a conversation over there. They're having a conversation about all these things, and like the whole shaming thing it's trying to shame men for whatever they don't do for you. It's not the 50s, right? It's not the
Let
50s.
me ask you a question. I'm gonna push back, like as Kevin Samuels would say. I'm gonna push back.
Push back. Let's go.
Respectfully so. What is that what he said?
Yeah, respectfully. Go ahead.
Respectfully so. I'm gonna push back. What's the difference between women doing that, right, and making those statements, and men sitting there saying things like, I wouldn't have cheated on you if you weren't around more often, or I got her pregnant because you weren't around, or where they twist the truth when it comes to stability in sex and faithfulness. In this regards, these people are twisting the truth when it comes to trying to make you do what they want to financially take care of them or to get their way. Right?
No.
What's the difference between those two things?
So on a micro, there's no difference, right? But when we're talking about this whole terminology, it's because of the macro effect. Is that you got a society, you got people that it's pushed aside. If you look at film, you look at stuff in, you know, in TV or anything in media, it's pushed a certain way. So this is to combat with, you know, with the general belief, you know, what mothers tell their daughters, or grandmothers told their daughters, and daughters and passed down to their daughters and stuff like that, that men should do this, and if he ain't doing that, he ain't worth nothing. And you know, it's like, okay, if he chooses to being a gentleman, right, being a gentleman is respect, right? It starts with respecting this woman, right? It's not about how much he can finance you. Being a gentleman has nothing to do with how much he can finance. It's about respect, about honoring her, protecting her. If he's with her, yeah, you're supposed to feel protected. You with me, right? We walk in the street doing whatever. You're supposed to be fit. You're supposed to feel protected. I'm not supposed to. You're with me. Nothing's supposed to happen to you in my presence, right? I respect.
Well, we talked about that, right? Protection looks different. Like both people are protecting both parties, right?
Yeah.
You have to protect him emotionally and mentally. He protects you physically and security. Like he provides that kind of security. And if we talk about that kind of security, money is that. But in her protecting him mentally and emotionally, you don't allow his protection of you to put him in a deficit.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and that's abuse, right? That's really abuse. Also, I'm glad you say that, because I was looking at this young lady. She was talking about a protection from another aspect. I've never heard somebody mention this, right? From the fact of women protecting men by the way they dress, right? And I never heard this. I'm like, wow, you know, wow, that's deep. So I'm gonna frame it up for you. So okay, like he was asking you about like being trampish, right? Dressing trampish. Okay, let's say we go out somewhere. No, I'm not.
That's my favorite way to dress. Okay, how dare you step on my toes?
Whatever. Anyway, let's say we go somewhere, right? We don't know where we're going. We're going somewhere, a concert. Let's say a concert or something.
Okay.
And you're dressed trampish. I mean, like goods almost out. You out with me. You're going to get a certain type of attention. That attention is gonna. You got some ignorant people, right? You cannot control those ignorant people too. Me being a man, not wanting something to happen, I'm gonna step up. I could get my damn head knocked off or killed behind something that, you know, didn't have to happen. So she was just saying from that aspect, like, you know, that's what protection look like. Protecting your man is that, hey, you need to be kind of dressing more moderate, so this man wouldn't have to go out his way to do certain things. You know, you putting him in a bad situation, because a real man is not gonna not real man. Let me stop, get away from a real man, but a man that feels that is manly. They're protector. A true protector is not going to let anything go down. So you can put him in a situation that we could be in jail or dead. And so I was like, wow, I never thought about that. I'm like, so, you know, that's what protection looks like also, you know, but we supposed
I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Each other. You know, we supposed to be protecting each other.
But to me is the same security. Like, to me, that's a part, like you thinking of your man while you're thinking of you, and trying to make sure you're mapping things out. Same thing with, like, to me, it's the same kind of, it's the same, like, it's no different than, like, my best friend was at a wedding. He wasn't able to go with his wife, right? And you know that thing is like a magnet.
Oh yeah.
That thing is like, so he was getting hit on, whatever, like back, right, and center. And he told me, and I was like, you know what? That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. He's like, how would it look for me to do this with this girl, knowing she gonna be around my wife? This is my wife. Like, that's what protection looks like. Sacrificing your wants for the greater good, right? And the greater good for both of y'all.
I agree with that. Yeah.
That's what happens. That becomes the greater good. Her not wearing that outfit that showed her left ass cheek could save their whole relationship. And it has nothing to do with how he perceives her. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It has to do with, this a wild world we live in.
Yeah, we can't control what other people do, and people these days, they're just out there. You know, they and
wear the outfit. Wear the outfit at home.
Yeah, around your man. You know, they do a little strip tease for him or something like that. You know, but yeah,
we're in a concentrated area where you can control.
Yeah, we control, like you around your group of friends or whatever, or you know, a private party or something like that. You know, something like that. But yeah, like I said, that was brand new. That was something I didn't even think about, from that aspect, And I was
Me
like,
either.
okay,
Me either, because I mean, I'm not really a naked girl like that. Like I likes me a good hoochie outfit, but I ain't, extra. But I never thought about it like that. That brings a whole because I mean, I also will say this. Like I hang out with my best friend all the time. And I had to add putting him in harm's way from my mouth purposes.
yeah, yeah, true.
So now I gotta add this to that.
Popping off, yeah, popping off because you got a dude there with you and you got backup. That's another thing, that's just like women talking about like you say protection. We said protection looks different from different people. Like when we talk about women saying they're not protected, right? If you're not doing anything, okay, you get protection. But if you're out there and we see you up in the dude face, all up in his face, smushing his face and everything else, right? How you gonna ask for protection when you're the aggressor? You can't do that. You can't say you can't start some shit and pop off and it won't. See, that's what I'm talking about. Black women ain't protected here in America. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody in here.
Did you watch that skit? Did you watch the skit with Key and Peele?
No, I didn't watch it. No, I didn't.
Oh my god, it's the best skit. It's like this dude.
You told me I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta send it to you. No, like she'll sit there and start, "Fuck you," and she'll look at her man. He'll be like,
because he like, oh, again. Oh, I got to do it again.
I'm gonna send it to you. It's hilarious. I forgot. This is the second time it come out. I'm gonna definitely send it to you. That shit is hilarious and true and sad at the same time because it does exist.
And that's another reason, right? It's defining it's defining exactly like what men are gonna deal with. Like we're trying to figure out these spaces because it's equality of space, right? We're all equal. We never redefine what that looked like on either side, right? When it's like, okay, we're still going by these old rules, but we're free. We don't need you. We don't need you. And the men like, oh well, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do that. But now it's like, okay, we're gonna set definitions based on
but it takes holding people accountable though. That's the thing. Like, because there are people like me.
That's the problem. That's why it's so much pushback. Like, okay,
well, that's not the only problem. Let's be clear about the real problem. The real problem is she fine enough for you to let it go. Like the now of pussy now
I agree
is
with
not worth proving a point.
And like I said, I think it's a lot of men's fault in doing that. When we're doing this, we have to say, beauty is not currency anymore. That's what we got to say. Like, her being a helpmeet, her being supportive, her being peace, bring peace to your life. That's the currency. That should be the currency. So
I actually like that statement. Beauty is not currency.
It's not the currency. I mean, and women don't want that either. From in general, a lot of women don't want that.
Not anymore. Let me tell you, I'm in my 40s. A six pack don't do shit for me.
Yeah, so it's getting men on this page to where it's like, you know what? Yeah, she look good, but what else? What else?
And that's an important statement to make. Like I said, six pack don't do nothing for me now. Nothing. Like now, I'm like, what is your credit score? How much money do you have? What debt do you have?
Yeah.
Do you have any properties?
Yeah.
Like, and it has nothing to do with what you can do for me. It has everything to do with what you can do for you. Like that conversation, like I really didn't have a problem with the conversation where he had with the last man. He just didn't want to acknowledge what was true. Because I mean, at the end of the day, what Kevin Samuels was saying was true. He just didn't like hearing it, right? Which is basically like him chasing himself because it's the same problem he's saying that he has. But the guy before him was a bigger problem to me, where you're so unaware of what you bring to the table that you like. I feel like so let me tell the audiences. They had a conversation with this man.
Whole different video. Yeah, you got
a whole different one.
Whole different. Yeah.
This man said, he was talking about how Black women are the enemy, right?
Yeah.
And deciding, like, impressively so, Kevin Samuels was letting him hang himself. He's like, well, you made that statement. So tell me what you mean by that statement. Like I was sitting here watching, I see the rope. He's sitting there fast.
That was MGTOW idealistic. Yeah, MGTOW. So.
And he said, for example, he dated this girl who was working on her dual master's degree, right? And all she could do was rah-rah shit. She was just about that rah-rah shit, unless they was having sex. As long time they wasn't rah-rahing and arguing and stuff. And he was like, she's just, she was just too much. And she was bringing me down. And he's like, all right, well, let me ask you a question. What do you have to offer? And then it turns out that by his own admission, he felt like he wasn't ready to offer her marriage. So he was basically wasting her time, which is what Kevin Samuel said.
He wasn't ready to offer her a relationship either. It was basically a relationship in a relationship. So
yeah. And so his thing was, he was a musician and he worked for Uber. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a musician. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working for Uber. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing a combination of both. But you cannot. We have to get to understanding where we understand what we bring to the table and where we bring it, in what areas we bring it, right? So you cannot come and say, I'm the smartest. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Unequally to yoke. You're not the smartest thing. This chick got two dual PhDs. She going PhDs. I don't have the energy to try to do a PH or D. So she went and got two of them. All right, you have to humble yourself and realize when it comes to intelligence, no sir. That's it. When it comes to music, you got it.
Yeah.
When it comes to driving,
you could get me there.
Like you could get and maybe there are other levels in those things, but the fact that you couldn't
call it out. Yeah, he couldn't say it. He couldn't even know.
So, and the other part is, I really feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, and you tell me how you feel. I feel as a woman, if you respect what I bring to the table, you're less likely to hear my mouth.
Okay, say that. What you mean?
I feel like he diminished her the way he said those dual PhDs, the way he said it was very diminishing. And I feel like he took that energy into the relationship. Like he may have been threatened by the fact that she had those things. And so that was a part of the contention. Well, let me speak for me.
Well, for her, I think for that situation, I think maybe it would have been that. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't think there was anything wrong with her and him working things out. If he was looking for a partner on surface, from what he told us, right? I don't know if he was beating her ass behind the scenes. I don't know nothing about that. She was beating his ass. I don't know nothing about that. But on the surface, from what he told her, it sounded like he had a good pick.
Yeah.
He just needed to respect the player so they could be a part of the same team.
So and
so vice versa.
Yeah, then that's what it was. It's like, okay, once again, her strength is whatever her strength is. Okay, how can I add to this and support that strength? And then whatever my strength is, she supported my strength, and we build together. But he was all about, well, she's supposed to do this, she's supposed to do that because she's a woman, and it's like, no, dude, what is she doing that for? She can't sit there and help you play music, and she can't sit there and help you drive the car. So what is she doing that for? So
let me say this, not to be disrespectful, but she can do your job. Can you do hers?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Like,
well, we don't know about the music. She might.
So when it comes down to it,
but the Uber, yeah.
I'm talking about the Uber part. I'm assuming the Uber, but my thing is, and I'm not saying he can't make a way for himself. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that the person who did fry.
Go ahead.
It's back and forth. Somebody gotta give, somebody gotta take, somebody, you know what I mean? Somebody, it can't just be you're the most amazing thing. It can't just be like you have to give a little, you have to be reasonable and look in the mirror and say what your limitations are. Like you can't be like that preacher who was talking about he was putting on something too small, too big. The big guy who's talking about he put on a jacket that was too big. I'm like, do jackets that big as this?
Sorry, can't remember. Gray, was it Gray or something? Or I know you talking about.
I think it is. His last name is Gray. Yeah. And look at him. This dude's he's a millionaire. How he a millionaire in the church? But I'm not touching that.
Stop it.
Sorry, that's another day. He's a millionaire, and then he had him a pretty young, small thing. right? Now, if we're being honest, y'all, I don't know about you, but I done gained weight, I done lost weight, I done been with somebody who gained weight and lost weight. That's a lot of weight to be laying on top of somebody when you're small. But you know what makes it worthwhile? That Beamer he bought me.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me suck my breath in now. Like, and you make you really feel like that woman would have dated him if it wasn't for that?
No, it wasn't for the money. No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, your BMI is over 40. Let's keep it 100. Right? You'll be like, no, they're not gonna do it. Nobody's gonna purposely go for somebody when you know that you're running the risk of this person. You're gonna be an invalid, and I'm gonna have to take care of you, unless there's something in it for me. Conversely, that man was not with a big girl. He could have easily been with a big girl. No, but he got him a little thing. You know why? Because he wanted something small.
You want something small? Well, it's an ego thing. You know, there's an ego thing. Yeah.
And so my thing is, for women, ego is money. For men, ego is looks. Right? On your arm, how much he got, whatever. That's how they do it. So let's be honest. Like, if you don't want to be better, you want to be a part of this, which is the status quo. You want to be the person who has something nice on your arm, so it makes people look at it and say, oh, that's what you can pull? That's what you want. Be real. Otherwise, we have nothing to talk about. This man who didn't understand that $45,000 is, look, let me be clear, $100,000 is no money. Not by today's standard.
Yeah.
So you got, even if you had somebody making early six figures, if he's partnered with somebody who ain't got a job, guess what? Y'all $50,000.
That's it. Y'all 50,000 piece. Yeah, that's all it is. And you got to realize.
Not even a piece.
Well,
really, I mean, not even a piece, because she gotta eat. You gotta eat, and if y'all have kids, they gotta eat. You ain't making no money, because $100,000 after taxes ain't $100,000.
No, this is 70 something, right at 70. Yeah.
So you're just creating more and more debt for yourself. So my thing is, like, realistically speaking, a couple who averages $200,000 a year, who live in California, who live in New York, might as well be broke.
They're still broke.
Poverty.
And that's the thing. We as Black folks, we need to start understanding like the economy. We need to start understanding finances. We get caught up in, I make such a year, right? But what are your spending habits like? You know, what is it like? What does your debt look like? You know, it don't matter what that number say that you make per year. If you make 150 a year, but yet you putting out 125. Okay, you know, does it matter? Yeah, you got a good lifestyle on the outside that people looking at you, but that 25,000 that you got left up, well, it's not 25,000 because that's taxes. So that's tax. So do you just you break in, you a little bit under, you know, you're in debt. You're in the red. So I mean, you need to stop all this. Oh, I make such a year. Be like, okay, count how much you got in the bank, how much you could save. That's what you need to be looking at. How much can you save? And we got off topic because we're talking about rabbit hole.
But that's important to say. Like, I mean, it is a part of this is how far the rabbit hole goes, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's actually a part of the conversation. This is like, once you make a decision, this is why I don't feel sorry for people. Once you make a decision, you know who I respect? Like, let me ask you a question. I'm not even gonna answer. I'm gonna ask you because you're a man. I feel like the answer comes better from a man. Who do you respect more? The woman who gets with a rich man, or the man who gets with a pretty woman?
The woman who gets with a rich man.
Why?
Because she's leveraged something. She's made something out of nothing, basically. You know, the other one got a liability. She is an asset. He is a liability.
Like, that's it. I mean, so you can call her a gold digger if you want, but she's smart. Right? What makes her stupid if she takes that, if she tries to burn that through, because you ain't gonna always be pretty.
But that's the thing that's the thing was so outrageous, right? Because he said, she said that if he would have, like, okay, we not together no more. Look, I got to get my condo back. I got to get that Benz back. Oh, I'm gonna tear it up. I'm gonna bust windows. I'm gonna, that's what she was saying. So that whole mentality, like I said, is just crazy.
That's what made her stupid.
Yeah,
But the initial component,
yeah.
smart.
No. I mean, yeah, she's working whatever, but you can't leverage your looks for so long, and that's the problem.
But if that's all you got to offer, I respect that. My thing when it comes to some men
Mhm.
is they're leveraging their money for looks, and that money ain't gonna take, like, that's not, like, it's not your money making money.
Yeah, no.
You're just
Yeah,
losing money.
Blowing money. You just burning money. And I agree with that. But I'm saying on her, okay, so that's true for that, on the man side, right? That's true that you're burning money. It's, you're not getting nothing out of the deal, but my ego. They look at me, they see me, you see her. No, okay, whatever. That don't mean nothing. But on her end, what I'm saying is long term, you can't keep leveraging your looks long term. You talk about she was what, 28? You got maybe another 5-6 years. Maybe.
All she gotta do
All
is
that
keep
makeup,
lifting her numbers. She
all
fine.
that
She could be 40. Give it a 7-year-old. She could, like, if you can keep looking pretty. Look at Nicole Murphy.
Okay, Nicole Murphy is she's
I honestly
different.
don't think that,
Whole different breed.
But I'm just saying, like, it's possible. But what's not possible is you trying to make your money back from what you spent. Like, the reason why I say this is the only reason I'm not even trying to shit on it. The whole point of me saying this, and this is why I asked you to answer the question, is that men need to start leveraging their stuff. Make your money, make money. Get with somebody who got money. Get with somebody who will flip stuff. Because they talk about Keisha KR. She fine as get out, but she flipped that money.
That was for him. That was a good deal. That was a great. If we go talk about financially and everything outside aesthetics, like business sense and savvy, whatever. Man,
I mean, she bought a new body. She got a whole new look. All right, she bought that body, but she flipped his money.
No, he went to jail, left her with the money, and that right there, that's a win, right? Mm-hmm. As a couple, that is a win, right?
But I'd like to believe he got with her because she was that entrepreneurial.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. That was the reason. But I'm just saying that's what it looks like, right? It wasn't like she wasn't worried about all that other aesthetics first. She was worried about, hey, we need to secure our future, our legacy. You might not be all hot all the time, or you might die or something else. So by doing that, right, you also secure your own future because you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, and honestly, he didn't even see what could have been done. She had the view. She had the visibility. She saw the foresight to see where it can go. And he's smart enough to get this person on her team.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was all her. I mean, that was her. I mean, that was good.
And I'd argue who's smarter, her or him. To me, he's smarter because he realizes he picked somebody above him to take him to the next level. That's just good management.
Well, mentally, but he knew her strength because she wasn't above him. She didn't have no money. So,
meaning like in that regards.
Yeah. In that regards, yeah, mentally, and that was true. You're like, it wasn't about this is my gender role, man. You gonna know. Here you go. I know you got a good business sense. You got whatever. Have at it. Yeah. Because you looking out for us. Paid off.
A guy told me this. A guy said this. I've always knew this to be true, but to hear a dude say this was good. He said it's easier to make an ugly woman pretty. It's harder to make a poor person rich.
No, and that's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Money. Hey, when women see an ugly dude, right? Let them make her have a couple million. Oh, he cute.
Dude, Diddy.
He cute.
Diddy. Because like Diddy, I date Diddy now. Diddy ain't take that. He ain't that no more.
He ain't loose. He ain't losing.
Yes.
He ain't loose Diddy no more.
But let me ask you a question. Is it now? Here's a loose question, right? Mm-hmm. If you take my advice, right, as a man, you say I'm gonna find somebody who can build the team and make the team better, and you go to that person, you say, "Hey, Sasquatch, you're a smart woman, but you're not nice to look at. So this is what we're gonna do. What I need for us to work out is to smash stuff on the side. But I'm always gonna be with you, and we're gonna make this stuff and we're gonna make it work. What do you need to make this work?" Or that's option one. Or he says something like, "Hey, I need you to do a little cosmetic surgery so I can smash you, so we can be a unit and we can work this out. Right now, you're not smashable, and that matters to me. That's not
men,
nice.
no, but for men, I mean, come on, men are visual creatures majority of the time. So I mean, I understand that. So what's the question? Which
Like,
option?
no, I'm just saying, like, is that plausible? Like, to me, that's plausible.
No,
To
yeah.
Sasquatch.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, but it's up to him to present his case, and it's up to her to say, oh, yeah or nay. You know, and if hey,
you want to see what his case is, you want to see how he's present his case. Here's a mirror.
Let me show you something. Look, let me show you something. No, but I mean, and that's something between them two people. Like, people got to stop looking from the outside in a situation and judging that situation. Because I mean, if that's what it is, and he gonna win based on, you know, whatever she got going on, you know, she can, you know, help him out, then it's a win. You know, they have to go ahead on and talk about whatever else gonna happen between them, sexually and other aspects of relationship, to make it work that way.
And I'd say the same thing goes for women. Like, I'll speak for me. I'm dating somebody, and we're talking about stuff, right? And it's like casual dating, but like the option of going further than that is on the table. And I said, like, I haven't had this conversation, but I will have this conversation once it's broached upon to go further, that I can date you where you are now as dating, but a relationship, I need somebody different. I need you to have more effort. I need you to have more energy. Right now, you're just a good time. But if you want to occupy my time, you need to do these things. And I'm okay for you to say no, but you don't get the best of me and give me what you got.
No, and I agree. I mean, each party has to have it's like having bargaining chips, right? Each party has to have that, you know, okay, well, I got this chip here, you know, okay, this, that, like for like, or whatever, you know, because, you know, we have fun together, but that's surface level. So to go this next tier, you know, we have to go to some more under, you know, scratch the surface. Let's get up under the surface. Next tier, what do you look like as far as emotionally? What are your emotions like? You know, are you emotionally stable? You know, do you have any kind of baggage that I need to know about? You know, there you go.
I'm not saying that's a disqualifier, but you got to be real. Like, here's the thing: if you have mental health issues, that's a deterrent. Not saying it's an in game, whatever, but you got to understand, like, if you have somebody, like, what she didn't understand, the lady in the example who's living, who dude's paying for stuff, what she didn't understand is she had a gift and she just looked that gift in the mouth and just act like she deserved it, right? But more importantly, what was more of a travesty is that he didn't see that he had a gift and he just gave it to the wrong person.
Yeah. But he sees it now. Trust me. If it's true,
if he exists,
if it's true, he sees it, and any other man that's looking at her and be like, "Oh, she fine as hell." They didn't heard this, and she not so fine no more.
Yeah, like you saw the article where they talked about Colin Kilpatrick taking a knee on that girl, flying that girl out to have sex with her. He made her pay for her own plane ticket.
Nah, I ain't about that.
I said the taking a knee part because that's hilarious to me. Like, she wanted him to fly her out. Like, he wanted her to come visit, but he made her pay for her own plane ticket.
How bad do you want to, you know?
I mean, she did it.
How bad do you want it?
Because what she was trying to do was get the long. She's playing the long game. She did it, and it didn't work. And you know, my thing is, we have to get to a point and I'll speak for the women, and I'll let you speak for the men. We have to get to the point as women as stop leveraging our bodies for something that's not guaranteed. If you're looking for to be wife status, then you need to start saying no to things, because you saying yes to stuff ain't gonna get you nothing. Not gonna get you your end game. We have to get to that point as women.
Man, don't do it, bro. Don't go condos and Benzes. Don't put them in condo and Benzes. You know, and you become just a friend. You become, oh, we friends. You know, he do this because we are friends, because we friends, and he real nice. He real nice. He'll do it for 6 months. You know, he a real nice dude. He'll take care of me for 6 months. No.
I was really impressed that he held it together and he didn't do nothing that he normally do.
Yeah, no.
Because
And
she was
she,
frustrated.
yeah, but she didn't act crazy. She didn't, you know, she didn't get out of pocket though. You know,
I
she was,
guess.
yeah, she was clueless, but yeah, she wasn't crazy, that crazy. But
I,
anyway,
I like. I would also say put more value on yourself, man. Put more value on yourself. And I say Sasquatch looking women, but honestly, there are women who are not like sometimes we buy into the stigma of colorism, where it's like, oh, I can give me a light skin like this on my arm. And so you forego everything else just to get that thing, that status piece, right? On your
you
arm.
passes. You give pass. Oh well, okay. Well, she did this. She treat me a certain way, okay, but look at her.
Look
No.
at her. So pretty. Look at her. She got nice hair. Look at her. That's her real hair. Like stuff like that. Like we got to get out of that because that itself is stopping you from getting more and being better. Like I mean, like you're creating your own hell. Hypertension, like stressing yourself out, working all of these hours. That's I mean, if that's what you want to do, feel free. But my thing is like I'll say for me, the best thing I ever did was when I stopped.
Mhm.
When I stopped doing everything by myself and realized like I wanted to start enjoying my life more, right? And if I were in a partnership, guess what? They're gonna have to pull the same amount of weight I pull so I can continue to enjoy my life and I'm not being dragged down by some dead weight.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing men need to start looking at too. Like from that aspect, is like look at what's an asset and what's a liability, and that's just basic you get. Like if she's a liability, yeah, you can't. I mean, you can do it, but I mean, you're fighting uphill battle, and she just laying there while you pulling her with a rope instead of helping climb also. So, you know, men need to get to that.
I got a visual with the rope wrapped around here while she's like this.
You climbing up the mountains. But I mean, hey, men need to start looking at it like that. You know, yeah, she looked good, but is she a liability or asset?
And keep in mind, at some point we're gonna all be that.
Hmm.
We get sick,
Hmm.
like
Yeah, yeah,
something may happen. Like there are gonna be bad days.
mhm.
Why would you start already with dead weed? Why would you start with that?
Yeah, I agree.
And I also say this: I'm not. I mean, to be 100, I ain't got a problem with a gold digger if
Mhm.
they're smart. If you're gonna gold dig, make sure you set yourself up for a future for yourself because once you become the dead, we're not always pretty. You can get in a car accident. Anything can happen.
Happen. Your health could fail. You know, you don't control everything with yourself like everybody think they do. It only
Nope.
takes and you know it's like percentage wise is more things can happen bad to you than good out of percentage aspect. So if you're going to gamble, like the odds are already against you. Like you know, Hunger Games, damn it, the odds are not in your favor. You know,
Ever in your favor? No, no, it's not.
it's not.
I woke up for my birthday one year and I turned my neck and I had a crick in it. And it was like I was ruined for the whole day. I couldn't turn my neck no more. I was like, oh no, this is how life is. I didn't even do anything. I just woke up and said, what's up? That's it. Yes, that's it. That's it. And I like you sitting here and you like we have dad used to say this. I don't know if you heard him say this, but I remember him saying this all the time with credit cards. Never let your now pay for your future.
Yeah.
Right. And in my mind, I heard make your now pay for your put towards your a better future.
Put towards a better
So
future.
yeah, so invest in your now, do more, do as much as you can. Like while I'm 20, everything happens like this. When you're 20, you have all the energy, all the strength, all everything under the sun. But you don't have as much experience.
Yeah, education, financial knowledge or whatever.
And then you start getting older, your strength and stuff goes down, but conversely, your education goes up.
Mhm. Supposed
So
supposed
it's
to.
supposed to. Yeah.
Yes.
If you're doing right. Like then hopefully that's the case. And my thing is we need to start doing evaluations of us. I do evaluation of me all the time. All the time. Where I am, what's this? Financial, emotional, physical, all these different things I look at and I say, where am I in it? And so for me, I don't like lying to me. So I be having some hard conversations. I ain't attending none of those categories, but there are definitely areas I'm like a 4.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be striving in those weak areas to try to get a little bit better.
Hopefully.
Take your focus and focus on the weaker areas so you can come up in those areas. Because if you get level, you get 5 across the board, hey, you might be winning.
I don't see any problem with, like, I would say this. I would say in each of those categories, emotional stability matters, right? Emotional stability matters, financial stability, physical stability, like all of those areas matter. So when you start going across, like, in figuring out how to do that, read more information about these areas, start educating yourself, start having that hard conversation. If you want better, if you're enjoying this life where you're just, I mean, because there are men gold diggers too now. All right, they exist. Who's this?
Selfie.
Oh, hey, yeah. Yeah.
Selfie.
Oh no, they lift their shirt up.
Oh, the 6-pack dude. Okay.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
thirst trap dudes.
Yes, they exist, right? But again, you can only, for men, it's a lot harder to continue being a gold digger as they get older. Women can do it a lot better, men not so much. But they exist, and at least have something to fall back on. I say, do you go for the hustle? Everybody hustling in the streets. Go for it, but at least have something to fall back on, right? Because the person you're getting with may be able to keep their money, may be able to, still have a cushion when it's done. But when they done took your good 6-pack years and you looking around,
but the thing, so this, and it's the thing, right? You can understand with that. When this person, like, in their mind, you have an expiration date, like milk. You have an expiration date. So when it comes to the point where you're only taking from them, take, it's a point in their mind to say, you know what, this is my cutoff. This is my cutoff. Like, and at that point, you got to go. So I mean, you cannot leverage that for so long, and that person controls that. You don't control that situation. That person has total control over how long you be with them.
that is what it is. So I don't know what to say. Like, a part of me feels sorry for that gentleman I went on a date with, because when I stopped going on a date with him, huh?
Because you're sitting there talking about him.
No, that's not why. No. I feel sorry for him because when I stopped going on a date with him, he'll think it's because it's not what it is, and it has everything to do with he didn't value himself to understand what he brought to the table, so he devalued the people who come to his table. Like, if, like, it's no different than a woman coming and being in dating somebody and questioning what he doing it with, who he with, like, you already got trust issues, and the man didn't do nothing.
Already from the door, you got trust issues.
Yeah, same difference. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice, because why wouldn't somebody want to come see you? Why wouldn't somebody spend time with you? Do you think you're not dope? Do you think people don't see in you what you don't see in yourself? Do this to yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Self-evaluation.
I mean, and I feel like while the rabbit hole does sound like vagina, I also feel like the rabbit hole is you creating your own prophecy for yourself, right? It's self-fulfilling. Like, if all these people are hoes, guess who you're gonna meet?
Well, that's all you see, because that's all you're looking at. That's all you focus on. So
yeah. Well, even if you're not focused on it, like, even if that person's not a hoe, you're gonna attribute everything you're gonna find something, you're gonna be like, oh.
Oh, you're gonna focus on that aspect, and you're gonna attribute it to being hoish behavior.
Yeah. Like, my tattoos on my hip, he gonna be like, that's close to your back. Good enough.
Let me take this rule out.
Yeah, that's good. That's Trump stamp. Like everybody, and you're just missing out on opportunities. Yeah, you're gonna be like here's the thing: you're gonna meet some creeps, right?
Mm, yeah.
You're gonna meet creeps, girl or guy. You're gonna meet creeps. It is what it is. Just because statistically, how online dating is, it's the creeps game. That is their market, right?
And for women, that's a hookup culture anyway. That's that's the swipe left, swipe right. It's about hookups. It's not about finding somebody to date and have relationships.
I
If
don't
you
know.
super lucky, if you
My
super
best
lucky,
friend got married to somebody.
but I'm saying you have to be super lucky. I'm talking about from a numbers perspective, right? If
Yeah,
you took 90% versus 10%, 90% in there trying to hit something. As far as the dudes, 10% is okay. I'm actually looking for a woman and whatever, but are you that lucky?
true statement. Sorry, I've been up early in the morning working.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a true statement. You're right. You're right. He was lucky.
Yeah.
I don't expect to find, the one
Well, no, no,
online.
no, no. No, but no. You see, for a dude, it's different because majority of women are looking for relationships. Majority of women online are looking for some form of relationships. I'm talking about the women looking for a men. Men on those sites is different. The eyes are different. For the men, it's this side looking for the men. You got some women that are looking to sell online, and you have some women looking for relationships. So you're I want to say maybe you got 50-50, maybe 60-40, 60 looking for a relationship, 40 looking to sell something like that. So I mean, you're gonna find that real simple, as soon as you approach her, oh well, I pay to play or something like that, or whatever. So, it's
Yeah,
easy. It's easy,
yeah,
it's
they
easy
said
for
cash
men
apps.
yeah. They'll put this is my cash app. So it's easy for man to navigate that situation if you actually want something real.
Yeah, sure. I give you that. I give you that. Don't date me though. I like my life. So
Mhm.
I ain't that girl. But that's what I got. I
Yeah.
mean, I want to feel sorry for them, but it's hard for me to feel sorry for them because they haven't done the reflection and evaluation of their own selves to figure out how to get out of their own way. All of them, even that young lady.
So and closing out, right? Status quo is whatever's going on with you.
Mhm.
Whatever's going on is going to keep going on. Status quo. What we have is what we have.
Yep.
Uh, if you and we using the analogy about the red pill, blue pill, as far as the matrix and all that. But if you subscribe to something different, you start thinking something different, you'll start getting different outcomes. You go down a rabbit hole, you see, where it goes. You don't know until you take that trip, that journey. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I will say this, and I don't know for you, because I did ask you that. I was like, people assume the red pill means that all women are wrong, right? That's the
No,
the the, the
mm-mm,
conversation.
no, that's not.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's an assumption that it's like that, like because even with that gentleman, the narrative was not that that there's more to the dynamic between being a woman and a man. Like to me, what I heard was not more than just being like the alpha, and like it was always like to me the red what he was touting with the red pill was always you follow me, I'm the man, alpha, alpha, alpha. And I'm like, that's kind of contrary to what I really feel like the red pill is. Pill is a true evaluation of
True
what
of it.
we are.
Mhm. And that's the
So
truth. That is a true evaluation. It's not saying this is what the world's supposed to be. That's the blue pill. This is where it's supposed to be, and this is how we follow this because people believe this, that, the other. And the red pill is like, okay, this is what my life is built like. I have this component in my life that's this, and this actually means a lot to me. So I'm gonna go for this because this means more for me. I'm gonna put my energy in this and not go about what status quo is, what people think it should be. I'm gonna make my own decisions based on the facts, statistics, or whatever else to make to have better outcomes in my life. That's the red pill, looking at the truth and adjusting your life to do such.
well, if that's the case, then I think that the red pill is independent of men and women, and
Yeah,
they definitely everybody need to take that pill.
no, they have red pill females too. They have red pill females also.
It
Yeah,
means he told me though that's what they're called.
no, yeah, femmies, yeah, red pill femmes, yeah, they got them too. You know, that's a newer term. Like, I mean, but it was all about terms, and you know, everybody want to identify people and stuff like that. Whatever. Live your life. Do
Do
what
you
that's.
think there's anything wrong with a woman not being feminine?
I think it's wrong with a woman not being feminine and wanting outcomes like she's feminine.
Okay.
You know, that's why I think that's because you know you wanna be masculine with a dude, but then you expect, oh, you supposed to open my door. You supposed to, you know, it's like having a woman in a dress, but she's sitting like this. You know, that's what it is. That's what it equates to. You know, it's just like, you know, come on now. I mean, and I think a lot of men, you know,
Scratching her balls.
yeah, scratch the imaginary ball. But you know, you got a lot of so what women don't understand about femininity is that, you know, femininity it brings something out of man, right? It brings something out of man. If you're feminine with him, he feels that first of all, you need, you know, protection. I'm gonna protect her because, you know, she's I don't want to use the word dainty, but you know, she's feminine. You know, she's not trying to match my energy, my masculine energy. Why you gonna try to out masculine somebody that thinks they more masculine than you?
Okay.
In a relationship. Now I'm talking about in a relationship. I'm not talking about just random people.
Can you appreciate a woman who's not feminine?
Uh,
Not so. I don't. I'm trying to find a better way to use the term between feminine and masculine.
Per case, that's a per case basis. You know, it depends on the person. I mean, um,
I feel like you could be feminine and be an alpha. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, feminine. So, like I said, my whole definition of alpha, you know, people take it as one broad term. You know, well, I'm an alpha, so I'm this, I'm this. I don't need nobody. You know, no. I'm gonna say you could be alpha in certain areas of your life, right? And I think that'll be a better way of putting that term to it. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm stronger. I don't even alpha. What, you know? If we're talking about alpha, true alpha, right? We got to look at the animal kingdom for alpha is. So if we're gonna talk about alpha, women really aren't alphas. To be honest with you, they can't be alphas because in the animal kingdom it doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So and we're not. And
alphas don't exist, or women.
Animals. There's none in the mammals. There's no mammals that are alphas in the animal kingdom. So more dominant personality, we could say that.
Well, penguins, right? Aren't they?
Yeah. The man be having the egg on his feet. I know about that. Okay, whatever. She go out about a business. He raised. Yeah, I understand. Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying. You said there was none.
Okay, there is two. Maybe there's maybe two. And I think hyenas. Also. So there's two. So
that's why they're laughing so much.
Yeah. And she walking around. Hey, look at these stupid ass. Hey, you gotta get. You're not alpha. You know. So, but yeah, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, we get caught up in terms, and like, you know, it feeds our ego, man and woman, and it's like, quit worrying about these damn terms and worry about what makes your life better. Do whatever your life, whatever calls for your life to be better. Do that.
From now on, yes. From now on, when I'm doing foolishness, I'm gonna in my mind, I'm gonna picture that. Sucks to be you.
It's silly.
Oh, that's so great. I don't think words matter, but context. Like, is like, where's the somebody can say you're a beta. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
I don't care.
Okay, you are what you answer to. Don't matter. There's that too. It don't matter.
That is too. Like, if it bothers you, it bothers you. That means there's some truth that you feel holds true. To me, I feel like I done been called a lot of things. I'm like, really? Word? Okay. That's it. Like, and then there have been days I've been called stuff. I'm like, and I'm like, wait, why do I feel that way? Because I feel that way.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So yeah, all that to say, like, I think I feel better having this conversation about red and blue because that gentleman mucked it up.
Yeah, and everybody has their own perception of it. That's the other thing about it. That's those terms. It's a, you know, it's a thing that somebody's gonna look at it and like him, he's gonna take it and he's gonna be like, well, This is me. I'm, you know, beat on his chest or whatever, peacock, do whatever he want to do. And he's gonna like women gonna look at him like, okay, you're a clown, and you know, he's not gonna get any success. What he was 50, what? Have been married, you know, no kids. Okay. So your outcomes is gonna tell you, what you measure up to. That's what it is. When you look at your life and what the outcomes you have, you're gonna know the answer. You can say something all day long. You can say you're a 10 all day long. You can say you're alpha all day long. Or you get
your average is at best.
Average is the best. Is men knocking down your door, right? Or they trying to propose to you?
Hey, my thing is this: 10 toes down. Be okay with them all these men knocking down your door, because you ain't looking for everybody. You're looking for what fits you. So it's not an insult.
But what I'm saying is the people that say they're 10, right? You would have different kinds of you have those kind of things. I'm not saying you have to jump at everything, but I'm saying if your DMs is dry, stop calling yourself a damn 10. Come on, stop.
Or call yourself a 10 and try to aim for 10. Actually be in 10, right? Like, I mean, there are 10s in different areas, right? You 10 in your money, you do, I don't care.
Okay, then distinguish that. But if you a dude and you say you alpha and women don't want to do this, women don't, well, they don't see nothing in you.
Yeah.
They don't see it in you. So, hey.
Word. I mean, if that as far as the 10 for a woman, they don't see it in you.
Yeah, they don't see it in you. Yeah.
If you looking for them to see it in you, they don't. Go back to the drawing board. Because they don't. So you're gonna have to evaluate again. Like, I had a homegirl of mine who was a stripper. And when she first was a stripper, she was like, such a dichotomy. Like, she was such an oxymoron. She was a hardcore lesbian stripper at a straight club.
Man, there's some of them. Yeah, that's why.
But she looked at the people with disdain, like, ugh. They tried to touch her. She's like, ugh. I'm like, but they're
man.
But you want your money. So she going back to ain't tipping none at all. And the next girl come out like, like coming with money. And then she had to realize,
money stacks to ear and everything.
Yeah,
I hear this money. What you doing? You over there counting change, quarters.
So she had to realize, like, for a while, she worked there for a while. She worked there for a couple of years. Like, and she probably worked there longer, actually. I just knew her that amount of time. But for the amount of time I knew her, which was about 6 months in the beginning, and then we felt, because I was in engineering class, and we fell off of talking for a while, and I saw her again later, which is around the 2-year mark. So for 6 months that I knew her, she was doing it that way. Somewhere between her doing it that way for 6 months, think about the insanity of life. Well, you're sitting here doing the same thing over and over and over again and being disgusted with the results, and then making the reason why the results are the results about other people.
But it's
think about the insanity.
It's you. Mm-hmm.
And then one day she had maybe one of her home, or maybe her girlfriend sat there and said, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe it's you. Maybe, when she, you know how girls are when they break up with you, they'll leave a party and your dick was trash anyway. So she probably was like leaving, talking about, that's why you don't make no money.
Trash stripper.
Yes. And so she went back to the drawing board. And when I saw her after that, when I tell you, she was like, you can tell her she was still lesbian, but nobody knew. She was walking around like, yeah. And she was making money, right? The moral of the story is get out your own way. But it's you in your way. Figure out how to make that move so you can get things what you want from other people.
Yeah, a lot of times the way people treat you is because of something that you're doing. At least look at it that way. I mean, sometimes it can be trash people, or something wrong with those people, but look at yourself in that whole situation. Look at yourself in the whole situation and see what you got, what part you play in it. Might be none, might be everything.
It's all everything. If it's something that's happened repetitive, and it's repetitive, is you. That's simple math. You're the only thing that has anything in common. Is you.
You're the key denominator.
Yeah. I mean, math's my favorite thing. I'm giving you the answer. It's you. That's it. So either you got two options in that. Be okay with it or change it.
Change it, yeah. And see what the next outcome is going to be. Change it and see if you get a different outcome. If you get a different outcome, then it's not a problem.
Sorry, that's a comment. Um, to me, repetitive sounds like boring sex. Sorry. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like boring sex. But to each their own. I can't eat the same meal over and over again. That's just my life.
Slime normies.
Hmm?
Normies. Master Duck Slime normies. Look at that name.
I'm so sorry. I don't understand what emojis are. So
crying emoji. It's crying emoji.
oh,
Boring.
okay.
Crying. It was crying.
All right, got it. But you know, like that's it. You want the life you want? Start trying other things. Start calibrating things, but you gotta be honest with yourself. If I want an NBA player now, I gotta be honest with myself. Where are the 50-year-old NBA players?
Retired.
Where the 60-year-old ones?
Retired. With a
no,
walker.
Yeah, but that's the ones I'm gonna get because I ain't getting like. Could I possibly? Probably, right? Could I? Maybe, right? Maybe there's one with Gilbert Arenas' mom.
Yeah.
Got that one dude. Maybe every now and again there's a goat who does things
that shines in that arena.
But as a general rule of thumb, and that's no dig to me, right? I look mad tired today. I'm still a cute girl. That's no dig to me. It's just the honest assessment. All right, and if I get better than that, great. But if I don't, I'm being honest with myself.
And you already prepared for what your outcome is.
Yeah, and it's not lower self-esteem. It's just a true. We gotta stop living in like lying to ourselves, right? If your eye go that away, somebody gonna have a problem with it. You're not gonna reach. So I had a conversation with Katrina. Stupid. I had a conversation with our sister, and she was saying because I was telling her, I was making a statement about being a big girl, and she's like, "But you ain't that big. You're just busty." I'm like, "Yeah, but." I said, "But let's be clear." I said, "I'm not trying to shit on myself. I'm just saying if I have a specific niche, right? The guy who wants to date me is okay with this, right? The guy who want to date Katrina,
that's all that matters.
It is, but it like in reality, let's be honest. Who's more likely to get more access? My sister, who's a smaller girl and she's petite. Like maybe not when she was a 00, but now, right?
Not poor.
Yeah, when she was 00, it was like
A lot of freaky white dudes. Well, you got to answer here. A lot of freaky white dudes want some big, juicy black women. So you got your answer. You got your answer. You got it. You got it.
I'm laughing today. Today's a laugh day, boy. I'm telling you. Thank you. You're right. There are. I'm just saying, as a general rule of thumb, there's a certain type, and that's what it is. And that's not shitting on me, but that's just setting expectations for myself, right? So I'm walking down the street. Why this one want to holler at me? Why this one don't want to holler at me? Like, just have a more reasonable assessment, is what I'm saying. And if you want, I don't want everybody's attention, to be clear. So if you want everybody's attention, you're going to have to do what it takes to get everybody's attention. And at this point, that's the people.
It's going to be a lot.
BBWs, BBL, Brazilian butlers.
Yeah, and then nip tuck and
all kind of other foolishness that I'm not willing to do. So I'm good. So, that's the point of it. Like,
yeah, do they truly like you for you at that point? If they worry about the other stuff, do they like you for you? Just wear some tight jeans. The skinny white guys always want the BBWs.
So when I read that, I thought of Gabrielle Sidibe.
Oh yeah. She got a yeah.
Skinny white guys. So
found it.
I do see that. So I mean, I do see that. I'm not gonna act like I don't. But the moral of the story is, I've had fun today. That's the moral of the story.
Have you been drinking?
No, not at all. I'm stone cold. I started doing research about and I want to do do I have to answer that?
It's a question. Shit.
I don't get I
Am I
don't
right?
get
How many
hit
skinny
on by I don't get hit on a lot by people outside of my race. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I come across as intimidating. I don't know, but I don't. No. So the answer is no to that question. I do want to find somebody who's in the health arena to discuss this stuff. I've been doing a lot more research because at this particular point, I'm aiming towards vegan. Like all my all of my meals are almost vegan. Like we're done with the podcast at this point with this stuff. I just want to say, I don't know what that means. What's that cap? I'm old.
That means you lying, basically. You fronting. That's what that's cap.
Oh, it's not. I'm not. I swear. I don't do like I don't lie on my pull because I think I can pull a lot. So, maybe I don't remember, but I want to talk like so. Just hearing the discussions because I want to be vegan. I've been listening to a lot of nutritionfacts.org, and I sent some stuff out about cancer fighting foods and that kind of stuff, and about eating your colors and vegetables and all this other stuff. I've been doing a lot of research about that stuff, and the importance of it, and how this information is just not provided normally, right? So I do want to.
You put the feelers out and get somebody on, some vegans on, and we talk about it.
They don't necessarily have. So the thing I appreciate about nutritionfacts.org is he is vegan, but he doesn't propose vegan like lifestyle, right? Yeah. He's like, all right, if you want to eat meat, eat it with this, and it'll help blunt the bad effects of it. So I think that's dope. I don't know like who I can get to do that conversation, but I'm learning more about it. And so that's what I've been kind of taking in between that and true crime. That true crime and Kevin Samuels, I've been inundated. Like one of those things is healthy for me. The other things is just like terrible. So, but I do want to talk about like eventually find a way to force that in, and maybe if I find some more information, and to educate people. So, so I was wondering if you was gonna post it. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm posting.
So, okay, so here's my thing is I don't care. The truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. What he's saying the truth. Can you get any information to make you better at it? You know, I sat there and talk about preachers, and I got smoked from preachers, right? So when a preacher's talking about I have sinned,
and you got
right?
Family, so
yes. And when they talk about I have sinned and I've done, and they come to people and they come to the altar and all this stuff, yeah. I'm reading comments. He said, I don't care if he's gay. Or I'm sorry, I don't know if this is a he or a she, but the statement is, I don't care if he is gay, but he's bashing black women because he wants all the black men in himself. If you missed the beginning of the show, I said that I have nothing for Kevin Samuels. Like the thing about it is, whether you believe he's bashing black women or not, the facts are the facts. There are women coming on the show saying these things. It's not like he's making this stuff up. These people come on the show and he's just sitting there and letting them talk. So sometimes some of the things he says is loose sometimes, but a lot of the stuff they do, the damage is done via the people who look like black women, right? And so I feel like he leans into the fodder of the sensationalism to get the hits. Don't get me wrong, I do feel that, but I think ultimately what he's saying still holds merit. That's what I think. And not that I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan, but I'm also, I mean, we can like I said, I don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan, but I appreciate the stuff he says, and with the people who are saying what they're saying, his response to him, and
a lot of it's common sense. Majority of it's common sense.
8 times out of 10, it's good content. 2 times out of 10, sometimes he's scrambling to just prove a point. or it's some BS sometimes. And that's just, and I really think it's closer to 1 time out of 10 it's like that, but I'm just saying 2 times. Oh no.
That was, yeah, that wasn't
So
true.
I can't join you in that conversation because
That wasn't true because I was on live when it happened. That wasn't true. It was a caller. It was a caller that did it, and he turned the camera. He put the call on the screen. He's like, "What is he in the bed? What the?" And he turned it off. So yeah, I was on live.
and Willie's an avid watcher of those lives.
I do my homework. You know, I'm trying. That's what I do.
But even if there wasn't a man on there, even if he did have a lot of sugar in his punch bowl, even if all those things are true, is what he's saying true? Is what he's talking about? Are those women who are saying those loose things? Is it true? That's it. Like, he could be the gayest gay of the gaydism of the world. All right, the gay verse. He could be all of those things, but if what he's saying is true, if you think you're entitled to something and you've done nothing to get it, let it hurt. Because what he's saying is, I mean, I don't care about his sexuality. I don't care. And one thing I will say, and I agree with him about, is if he had come out as gay, I think the LGBT people would be on his side.
Yeah, of course he would have. So he wouldn't have an issue. They would be on the side, and that's not true either. That whole high value men are allowed to cheat. Everybody's allowed to cheat. So that wasn't his point in the saying.
If you want to do some research, watch Kevin Samuels' interview on Vlad TV.
Yeah. Yeah, he says high value men don't have time to cheat. He said they're allowed. I mean, he said that's an option. They whatever their options. They do whatever he said.
They exercise their options.
That's what it is. They exercise.
Which is misleading statement. I did not like it.
It's misleading, but everybody can exercise an option. Think about it.
No, don't. So if you want to take a look at that, like I said, if you watch previous videos of us, I used to go in about the stuff, some of the things that you said, even though like there are areas I agree with, there's areas I condemn him on, and I continue to say, like, I mean, in regards to could he say it better? Absolutely. But at the end of the day,
he's trying to
vote with your eyes.
Yeah. Plus, he's trying to conduct a business, so you know.
But you vote with your eyes, so clearly they like it.
Yeah.
That's to me, it's hearsay. Oh, I don't know about that, Heidi. I can't join you in that statement.
Yeah, I don't know about it either. I don't know about that either. And I'm a man. You know, he has some in metrosexual ways, and
but that's okay.
But it's cool.
We just learned that Heidi is okay with metrosexual, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with
it. He does not ooze.
Yeah,
I don't remember him laughing. I don't know what that looks like.
Oh, I know.
We're gonna wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap this up because it's going
I gotta
somewhere.
get my vegan dinner.
Yeah, it was going somewhere else, and I got things.
I just gotta get my vegan dinner. I could go on this journey.
Okay. Let's. At the very least, it's open and to get. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I
look.
Can't.
Let me say this. There's a lot of straight men who are okay with that. Circa via tank.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh. Oh yeah.
You're okay with it,
Malik Yoba. This is going somewhere. It's getting late. I think this. Laughing and they hear with the comments, and I'm not messing with none of this mess.
Look, hey, grown folk Sunday. That's what's happening. Grown folk Sunday. Look, hey, get a finger if you want. Make sure you wash it. COVID's in these streets.
Okay.
But don't bash Heidi because that's what Heidi into. Let Heidi live with her oozing heterosexuality. Whether he gives a vibe or not.
Yeah.
I mean, we like when I walk. Huh?
That's the whole thing. I mean, a vibe, whatever the vibe is, whatever. Let's talk about what he's there for. He ain't there for vibing. He's there for talking points. He's there for have certain conversation.
Have you seen? Has he flirted with somebody?
Oh yeah. When he goes out in the streets, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Yeah, no, he go out in the streets in Atlanta and
Oh, I'm tired. Oh,
yeah, I think you delirious. I think
I
yeah.
am. This shit is hilarious. Oh, I've never seen him flirt though, Heidi. I'm gonna have to find a video of him flirting. Otherwise, you like dating down low men. I'm so tired. Oh,
Anyway, everybody. I think we overstayed our welcome.
Hey, thank you for talking.
I appreciate y'all coming through with the comments.
Y'all don't understand how much I made my day. The day has been a hectic day, to say the least. Okay? Let her have her last say. Go ahead. K for your boo.
He's
there you go, Heidi. Heidi, if you have a video of him flirt, send it to me. I want to see it so I can be on your side. Like, ooh, he be flirting. Send it to me. But y'all made my day. So thank y'all. Okay, because this is a hectic day. All right, this has been a very tragic situation that I've been dealing with in my work life. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Don't.
We
Don't.
No. All right, y'all. Next week we're gonna be back with the what is it? The MGTOW and
I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, no, MGTOW and incels. That's what we're gonna do next week. I just want, like I said, once again in closing, I want women to be to understand what's out there. What men are. I'm not doing it. I'm not even looking at it because I can't see it. I got what men are. What you might run into when dating certain men. I want y'all to be educated about that. So anyway, she laughing. I'm done. I'm getting out of here so I get ready for work tomorrow. We're gonna talk to y'all next week.
Don't you make it right.